Well, hi folks, welcome to Mower Mike's. We're coming at you live from the Research and Development Center of the lab here at Mower Mike's shop in North Texas. Yes, this is an exciting time because I am going to address the most common topic of comments I get on my video critiques. And before I tell you what that comment is, you've got to realize a little background. The whole reason that I have become a household name in the zero-turn lawnmower repair world is my videos on hydro gear transmissions. I have done videos on all sorts of different ways to drain the fluid from your sealed hydro gear transmissions, which these transmissions are the most common transmissions underneath your lawnmowers that you buy at the big box stores. Specifically, they're ones that are sealed, meaning they don't have a drain plug and they don't have an external filter on it that you can drain. So the big problem is, how do you actually maintain them? How do you drain the fluid out of them? Now, I've used little pumps, I've pulled them out, I flipped them upside down, but everybody's like, hey dummy, why don't you just put a damn drain plug in the transmissions? Drill into it, tap it, and put a drain plug in it. I was like, for me, up to now, there seems to be a lot of risk with that, especially on a transmission that's already bolted on a lawnmower. Because I don't know if you install that drain plug, first, if there's enough metal in there to tap it to make sure that drain plug will stay tight. Second, if there's clearance behind the casing with all the gears where that drain plug's not going to be hitting the gears. And third, how much material is this going to put inside your transmission? Because you're drilling a hole through a sealed transmission and you're getting aluminum chunks in there, and are you going to hit the gears? Just a lot of different issues that I would run into and worry about on an actual customer's lawnmower or my own lawnmower. But we're in luck because what I've got here, I've got two sealed hydro gear transmissions that are out of a John Deere Easy Track. Yeah, crazy story. I actually bought a burned up lawnmower out of a burned down house. I pulled it out of there. The whole lawnmower is melted, but we had two good transmissions and I bought the whole thing for 40 bucks. So what we're going to do is that we're going to do this test right. First, what I'm going to do is that we're going to open this transmission up. We're going to take the back end out of it. That way we can look inside the transmission and we can get a look at where would be the exact spot you would want to put a drain plug that is not going to hit the gears. So we're going to look at how much clearance there is between the gears and the actual casing. And then after we find a good spot, we're going to have it filled up with fluid and we're going to do it live. Like this transmission is already in your zero-turn lawnmower. We're going to drill a hole underneath here. Go ahead, see how the fluid comes out, see what a mess we make, and then we're going to drill and tap a hole and put a little M8 transmission drain plug in it. Now, I have used these same drain plugs in a regular riding gear tough torque transmission, which I'll put a link down below. So we're using the same drain plugs, but on that tough torque, there was already a spot, a beveled spot to put the drain plug. These are all curved. There's no real spot. So that's why I think taking it apart to find that right spot is key. So enough rambling. Let's go ahead and get dirty and break one of these suckers apart and see what's inside of them. So stay with me. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and pop the back end off. As you can see, I took off all the screws. It had a little clip on there, which I lost. It flung across the shop. Now, in order to break this, I know this isn't relevant, but they've got little indentions here in the case, between the case, and I just go ahead and hit it with a hammer. There we go. Once you get that little bit of space, you can start wedging up in there. Oh my gosh, I know this is making people sick, and I'm sure I'm doing it the wrong way. But all right, you can see we got a little space there, and then I'm gonna flip it around to the other indentation. As you can see right there, we've got another spot where I can use a hammer. Now, typically you don't want to use a hammer on an aluminum case, but I really don't care. Oh no, I just spilled oil all over the damn place. Oh gosh. You can see I am no professional here, but we are not giving up. We do not give up here at Mower Mike, even when we got oil everywhere. And this is not that thin wussy oil. This is that thick, stinky stuff, bro. All right, we got a little better. Come on, damn it. All right, we're already committed. I don't know why I actually kept it in the oil pan itself when it's already empty of oil. There we go. All right, you can see she's starting to open up for us. I am sorry, people, but I'm going to have to stop this shot because I am getting oil everywhere. But hey, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's see. We got it pried open. Now, hopefully a whole bunch of parts don't just start flying out at me. Easy does it. Easy does it. Come on. All right, I can see some gears trying to pop out. These things are very, very complicated on the inside because they actually have internal pumps. So they have an internal hydraulic pump along with all the gears. All right, that is what I am after. Looks like we haven't messed up anything. So I'm gonna get this in a better spot for us to take a look at what in the world we're gonna do next. Stay with me. All right, I think that cluster of the last clip was worth it because we have got an amazing shot of this hydro gear transmission. Now, high level how it works, you've got your power coming here. This is the belt that ties to the engine and it is running all the time. This spins your hydraulic pump right here. High pressure fluid back through here somehow or another, hits these transmission gears, goes out the other side here, and runs your wheel. So as we see here, now I'm looking down here, look at what's going on this transmission. I am shocked. This transmission is fairly new. I think it only had like 50 hours on it. Look at that gunk, people. So I think this does prove the fact that it is a good idea to change your transmission fluid. Next point we're looking at here. I'm looking at different spots where I would want to put a drain plug. You look up here, I think this is a possibility here. As you can see, you've got room between the gear and the case, but when you look at it, that's a curved surface. It's going to make it harder to make a flush mount. We look over here. I think right here is a good option because this is actually the lowest part of the transmission is that dip right there. You can see the extra sludge coming up, but also there, I think we're going to have trouble because it's a curved surface. So if it were me and I was going for the safest spot of the transmission, you can see you've got a good flat spot here. You've got thick material. I'm going to go ahead and do the drain plug at this very back corner towards the seal of the transmission. Now, I'm not going to do it, but as you can see, there is an actual filter here. There's a screen filter that's hooked onto the hydraulic pump, which I'm sure there's other videos on. I tried to pull it out, but it does not pull out. I think you have to take this whole pump apart, and I don't want to trash this thing. But I think it would be a good idea if you're inside here to go ahead and hit it with some carb spray, try to clean it. But that is not this video. Here, we're just going to show you how to install a drain plug. And folks, I think we have accomplished two things. We do obviously see the reason for a drain plug to drain your transmission fluid, and we'll go ahead and install it right here. Now, what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some more Pookie on here, reseal this, fill it back full of oil, and then we're going to drill the drain plug out live and see the next messy mess I make. You see, we got wood chips on top of a wooden table. That's not good, folks. Stay with me. All right, next we're gonna drill our hole. Remember, the plug I'm using is this guy here. Whoa. It's an M8 by 1.25 thread. Thus, the hole you need to drill is a 17/64 of an inch hole in order to do an M8 by 1.25 tap. A good way to test to make sure you get the right hole size is to go ahead and drill and tap a hole in a piece of wood. That way you can check. Now, our target point is right here. I put a little white dot where I was talking about before, and we're just gonna go ahead and drill through it. I've gone ahead and filled this sucker with 2 quarts of 20 by 50 fluid, and let's see if we can get a hole going here. Keeps wanting to walk on me because we're upside down. I'm trying to simulate what an actual job would be. You would be hot, cursing, getting bit by ants. You're probably about 8 beers in, and you're drilling a hole in your transmission because the guy on YouTube says you can do it. So I fully support you in this thing. Now, as you see, we're getting a lot of metal flakes here. So hopefully they're going outside the transmission, not inside. All right, well, we went through it. As you see, wow, we've got a legit drain plug going on there. Hopefully we still got camera angle. Yeah, we still got camera contact, and we are flowing. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna go ahead and drain it, and next I'm gonna tap it, but then stay till the end because I'm gonna go ahead and reopen this transmission and see if we actually got that gunk out or not, and tell you, was it really worth it to drill a hole in your transmission? I'm also curious what metal chunks we just put inside said transmission. So, all right, so we're gonna drain it out, and then the next shot, we're gonna go ahead and tap her. All right, kids, our next step is to go ahead and tap her. I'm seeing right here, we got ourselves an M8 by 1.25 tap. And per my calculations, it should tap right in there just right. Now, with any tap, you've got to kind of ease her in there. You want to go a little bit in, a little bit out, a little bit in, a little bit out, and just work it, baby. Just like that. You're going to feel it cutting. Now, the good thing here is that this here is aluminum, and aluminum is much easier to tap. Also, the type of tap does matter. Personally, I've been through a lot of the cheapo steel taps. I like these taps. These are tungsten coated taps. They last a lifetime. I'll put some Amazon links down below to taps that I would use. Now, one of the big things I'm wondering about is as you tap this thing up in here, of course, you're pushing metal back into that transmission. So, we're gonna see how much metal gets pushed back in there. All right, you can see right there, I've got ourselves a good tap. We're pulling it back out. What's cool is that since the oil came out of here, you've got a really good lubrication for your tap, because having a little lube is always good when you're tapping, right, fellas? That sounds ridiculous. All right, just to give y'all a look at the tap, you can see we pulled a lot of stuff out of there. But let's see if our drain plug now fits, if I did all this right. All right. Let's see here. Look at that. It's not a perfect fit, but it is going in there pretty dang nice. And we have got ourselves a legit drain plug in a sealed hydro gear transmission. But don't turn off yet, because what I'm going to do next, I'm going to screw this all the way in there, and then we're going to open up this transmission again and see what happened. Did we get that goop out of there that was in there before? Did we push more metal shavings into the transmission from the tap? These are things that you just would not know from a regular just tapping. So, all right, let's go ahead and I'm going to pull it down and we're going to take a look. All right, gang, we're just doing a little bonus scene here. If beating the piss out of something doesn't work, I like to apply a little bit of heat. I can see right here we got our torch going. I'm gonna throw a little heat on that seam. Now, the only reason I am filming this is in case something goes horribly wrong and we have a fire or an explosion. I want to make sure to get that on camera. Now, this is making a lot of fumes. It's probably not safe at all to be breathing this, but you can see I used the wrong type of silicone on here. Obviously, it is way too tight in that sucker, but we're getting some flameage right there. Hopefully, it is not full of fumes and blows up on me. And we're gonna give lots of heat right there. Let's see if we can get this sucker to open up. Wow. I just noticed I have not taken the bolts out, so that would be the reason. All right, we are just going to slide this cover off. Sometimes you gotta look at the obvious things, like, hey, maybe there's 15 bolts holding that cover on. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the insides and what is going on here. Now you can see right there, that's that drain plug. It actually looks pretty good, but I do want to say one mistake I made on this drain plug. I noticed I was not able to tighten it all the way because you can see it is hitting on that ridge. So before you drill your drain plug, make sure to put it far enough in so it doesn't hit that. I could have moved this another ½ inch out further in, so you probably want at least 1 inch of clearance from that edge. But as far as placement, I think that is a most excellent placement for a drain plug. Now let's look here. Let's look at the sludge content of what we've got going on here. As you can see, most of the sludge actually came out. There's still some sludge in there, so even adding a drain plug, as you notice, it won't solve all your issues, but hey, I think it is a good first step. Now, I can't help myself. We've got ourselves a transmission totally open that I don't care about. It's been sitting in my shop for 10 years. So what in the world is behind here? I can't help it. I happen to have my impact wrench here. Oh yeah, we've got 1200 Ks of breakout power. I've got a 5/8 inch, ½ inch impact socket. So let's go ahead and screw it. I'm gonna take this off and see what's behind it. Whoa, helps to get the right size socket on her. That'll be better. These are such fascinating but fairly simple transmissions. All right. Take that dude off. And I don't get to go inside of them too often because I am frankly terrified of screwing them up. But with this one, it's too late, folks. I'm already pregnant on this. You can see we've got more bolts right there. All right. Now in theory, what should be behind here is the actual pump because your transmission is driven by fluid flowing in one direction or the other. So it's pumping fluid, and then when you go in forward and reverse, it reverses direction of that fluid, and it just pulls it backwards and forwards. So this should be your pump. Let's see if I can pry that sucker off. I'm not sure how this works. All right, we got that out. Let me see if we've got a hammer and something to whack on. All right, got my favorite screwdriver here. See if we can't do any damage. Well, it looks like I've got to take that off. So right here, what you've got, this is your forward and backwards. So I think this reverses the flow and makes the flow go forward or backwards. And let me see, I'd like to understand how do you get down to that filter down there? Because I just ain't seen it, folks. You'd have to bust this whole thing off, or maybe this filter slides out. All right, well, I'm gonna give up. As you can see, this is a good example on why you should not open these things up and try to fix them because unless you know what the hell you're doing, they are a little bit complicated, and as you can see, there's not many soft parts inside here. But I do want to thank you for entertaining me throughout this video. As you can see, I have had a good old time mechanicking. We've got all the tools out. I've got flamethrowers, I've got multiple transmissions, I got old parts, I got funnels. Look at that, I got the tap and die, we got a hatchet. I mean, just having a good old time in the shop. And I think the lesson of the story, it is safe to put a drain plug in there. As you can see, I don't see many metal shavings, although there might be a couple little ones around there. It looks like most of it came out because of the lube on your tap actually pulling it out. And hey, looks like a good idea to me, but again, I am no professional. I'm just a guy wrenching. So with that, hope everybody has a good one, and we'll see what trouble I get into next time. Stay with me.